Hey everybody, welcome to TRIDENTcast number 14.
55.
We just got done practicing acoustic and I made a mistake at the liquor store. We're going to find out all about that today on the TRIDENTcast theme song. Wah! Hey everybody, welcome. We are live on the internet right now. Join us in the chat. Hi guys, looking good. Can't wait for Brussels. Linda, I can't wait for Brussels either. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited to go to Europe. We're going to Europe at the end of September 25th through October.
Someone
7th.
from Brussels.
Somebody, yeah, the Muscles from Brussels is in the chat room.
Whoa, dudes.
Tonight. So anyway, yeah. So we're heading off on the European tour sometime shortly-ish, in the fall. That's coming up. Before we get to that, though, I want to explain the rules for everybody watching this live. If you're not watching this live, you're watching this on tape, then you missed it. You can't do this, but you could. I guess you can still send us a buck, and somebody will drink. But if you send us a super chat, which means in the chat, if you use that little $sign button, if you send us a super chat, we will drink a drink for you. So basically, you guys can get us drunk tonight here. And I want to start it off with, I was going to save this for Words of Fang, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I went to the liquor store and I bought. I was looking at some beers for tonight, and I saw this beer by Boulevard Brewing Company, which I believe is out of Colorado, if I remember correctly. Kansas City. So Boulevard, and it's called Hold the Pancakes, and it's like a blend of whiskey barrel aged ales with maple syrup. I'm like, yes, baby, yes. And so there wasn't a price tag on it, right? But it was next to all the other bombers, so I'm like, okay, this thing's probably gonna be like 15. The most it's gonna be is like $19.99.
To make a long story short, we need some super chats.
I want you guys to guess how much this rung up as.
Oh no!
I will say I was surprised.
If it was more than $25.
Well, you guess.
$25.
$25.
33.
$33.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to guess you were surprised because it was on clearance for like $9.
$9. And Aki?
Oh boy, that's hard.
Yeah.
But you said made a mistake, which makes me think it was more than...
Silver the Red in the chat room says $60.
$27.99.
$27.99 by Price is Right rules. The closest, without going over, is... Oh, and John Thorne says $45. And we have some guesses here. $40, $45. The closest, without going over, ladies and gentlemen, is... Mr. Asian Metal, it was $28.99.
Why did you still buy it?
Damn.
Well, I already gave it to the guy here. He's like, boop. And so I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Totally meant to do that.
So...
Wait, shouldn't you, wait till,
But,
something big happens, like you get married again or something?
You get married again. I'm sure, I'm sure Heidi will appreciate that. So, tonight here on the TRIDENTcast, let's have a little mini... Fangs Metal Beer Club. Let's see if this 20... I twisted it too much and I went in the other direction.
I'm okay if you want to use the band fund to pay for this.
Well, hey, this is a business expense. Am I right, Internet? Come on.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Everyone's super
pancake beer, right? All right. So let's see if this is worth $28. Aki, should I blast it at the camera?
Yeah, right over the electric.
Just fucking... Oh, it didn't work. It just kind of popped right out. Oh, well.
I've got a good breakfast thing going here. Espresso with marshmallow.
Yeah.
Pancakes.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to give just a little...
You should try a sample.
Just a little smidge.
It's quite delicious.
So, yeah, we have the Untitled Art Espresso Stout. We've got the Hold the Pancakes Pancake Stout.
You can chew this.
I got a wild sour.
He's got a wild
Most of the
sour.
Untitled Arts you can. Mm-hmm.
We're going to be drinking tonight. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the Trident world. Hey, beautiful people.
Did
hey
you
there,
get this at
Mel.
that liquor store that specializes in whiskey?
No, I didn't get it at Bourbon Town, unfortunately. So here, Aki, I will give you this guy.
You got it at Funky Town.
All right.
smells very alcoholic.
So this is from Boulevard Brewing Company. It's called Hold the Pancakes. It is 13.9%. A
Yep,
blend
that
of
makes sense.
ales barrel aged for up to 2 years in bourbon whiskey casks and maple syrup filled whiskey barrels. So whiskey barrels filled with maple syrup. This is going to be just fantastic. Hey, everybody
sounds
on the internet,
delicious.
this is to you. Thank you so much for
Cheers.
supporting us. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are amazing.
Does it? It smells like I imagine those grandpas that like when they give you a drink and you're a kid, you start like going, you start coughing.
Right,
and,
right, right, right.
Grandpa like drinks the drink and it's like
Oh, it
doesn't cough at all.
smells really
tastes
good. It
way
smells
better
really
than
good.
It's pretty smooth, actually.
This is flavor country.
Whoa! Oh, damn!
It is definitely maple syrup.
Oh, wow!
That shit is sweet.
Wow.
That is this is my
really
jam.
sweet.
This is my jam. This is like super sweet, super smooth, and God, does it like punches you in the teeth with how alcoholic it is. It really
It
does.
is very smooth. There's like no burn or anything.
Oh my God!
I feel like it massages my teeth.
I'm not a sweet
It's
person.
not punching my teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's great.
Man, right at the end, there's like a burn, like you're drinking like straight, like almost like you're drinking straight whiskey or something
Brian, are
like
you
that.
not a fan?
I'm still working on it.
Yep. So Brian got
This is my type of beer. for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah. Brian got so worked up tonight that he smashed his guitar on his knee. We were playing so well that he was like, "You guys stop it! You're overshadowing me!" And he just broke his guitar.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty much how it went down.
That's exactly.
No, what I would say about this is just in general, I'm not a maple syrup guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Not a maple syrup guy at all. Like even real stuff?
On pancakes, yes. About anything else, like anything else maple flavored, I'm not into.
Interesting.
Clearly, you have
better
me
for
and
worse.
maple syrup and bacon, because that is amazing.
Well, I mean,
You can see the sweet. in the
that
super.
happens by proximity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's good. It's a little sweet, too sweet for me. But
Yeah.
I agree with the too sweet. It's a little much. That said, you know me, I love condiments, and I'm kind of weird. A lot of times I'll just like open my fridge door and I'll like unscrew different condiments and I'll smell them, or I'll put like a dab on my finger and I'll be like,
You like condiments
Yeah.
so much I've seen you chug them before shows.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
You bring hoisin. You bring a bottle of hoisin sauce
A
in.
bottle
You just
of-
like.
Aardvark
bottle of
sauce.
woodchuck sauce and
oh yeah, last time I had the secret aardvark sauce.
Yeah.
It's booze.
If you see Aki drinking condiments at a show, it's probably not hoisin sauce. So, yeah, we Adnan has been a fan before the fall of the Ottoman Empire. He said
Whoa.
for Brian, for Baron there.
Isn't that like hundreds of
Baron
years
Brian.
ago?
No.
Yeah, that's a,
Hey,
that's a while ago.
hey, Odnan, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah. Michelle says it's not working. Wait, no, it's working for Sean. It seems to be working. Everybody in here is chatting with us, and we're having a good time. We're drinking. So, anyway, so yeah, so we have this beer. We have all you wonderful people. We have some questions tonight, but we wanted to sort of recap some of the stuff that happened over the past month and some things that we're looking forward to. So I guess first, since the last TRIDENTcast, the first thing that happened was Bratfest. Who wants to talk about our Brat experience?
He does.
No, he doesn't.
You don't want to talk about Brat experience? Too many
It was-
brats?
Well, no, it wasn't that. I was a sad drummer that day.
You
Remember?
had kind of had a not great drum set.
With Bratfest, how it works, like they send us all this list of whatever you're gonna have for your stage, and then they said the drum set was provided. And last time we played, there was, and it was fine. Like it was good enough. This time it was, not up to par, I should say, and not only that, but it was muddy. And it was just gross because it had just rained for like 2 days straight
so
beforehand. So
humid.
it was just gross everywhere. So then, and every other band that played either before us or after us brought their own drum set.
Except for Reloaded.
And they weren't supposed to.
Right, exactly.
We were told specifically, like, you need to use the back line, you need to use the amps, you need to use the blah blah blah.
So-
Like, don't bring your own drum set. Everybody did.
Yeah. So I followed the rules and used the thing they had on stage,
The thing.
and it didn't go well for me. Like my bass drum pedal was falling off all over the place, and we made it work. I guess it came off fine, but so I was a little annoyed. But after that, I mean, like we played with some good bands. I thought.
Ultrea was there.
Ultrea,
Go Play God. The one with the H. What's this? Hasselhoff. Hanger Pet.
None of those.
Smash
none of
Mouth
those are.
was-
Accurate.
Smash Mouth was there the night before.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it? H band.
Left of Reason.
Left of Reason.
Left of Reason was the
band.
opening, but
Yeah.
who was after us?
Ultrea was after.
Oh,
us.
right. And
And
who
then
was it?
Breach, and
Breach.
then
Oh, I think I'm thinking of Breach. I think I
Yeah.
thought their name was Breach or something like that. Screech?
It's actually kind of nice playing in the tent because like we didn't have the blaring hot sun on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
But
there.
still, the hospitality area at Bratfest will still be like the best part of it all.
Oh my god,
You
right?
see as many brats as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get off the stage and there's this like spot that's guarded by these people, and you show them your wristband, and then you walk in, and there's all the brats you've ever seen in your life, and then like 40 different kinds of cookies, and
They have an AC unit
yeah,
right there.
they have an
and
incredibly wasteful like AC unit that's just
Blowing into the hot
blasting
air.
into the hot air.
Like it's not in a room. It's just like
you just stick
blowing
your
out
face
into
into it.
the
It's
open.
amazing.
And
One
they have, like,
square
the
foot,
nice-
It's really cold.
the nice trailer, porta potties, like the nice ones
Yep.
that you have to like walk into.
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna
walk into all of them, but I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, like it had a sink. It had a built-in sink and
Yeah.
stuff. It was
Lights
really
and stuff.
Yeah, really nice.
Getting into costume backstage was very fun when there was literally nowhere to stand that wasn't mud or water.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
That made things very interesting.
You know, the nice thing is that we brought our table to, because we thought we were going to need a table for merch, and that wasn't so. And so we put our table up and we put our costumes on the table, and it's like a damn good thing we brought that table back there, because otherwise, like,
Well, yeah.
forget about it.
Yeah, and then every other band ended up using that. It ended up being 5 bands worth of shit on there.
Yeah. And so eventually I was just like,
And then I think 7 Seasons Deep also played.
yeah.
And then there might have been one other band. Then Reloaded went on.
Did they play that day? Or are you
Yeah,
confusing
no, they
them?
did.
Oh, okay.
They did.
Yep.
With our show the other
And
day.
Reloaded a bunch of 80s hits. Like you played some Night Ranger.
Yep. We had that song in the set originally, but we had some technical difficulties and skipped a couple of our songs. But yeah, we ended with a pretty solid 80s pack of Final Countdown by Europe, In My Dreams by Dokken, and Don't Tell Me You Love Me by Night Ranger.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun but tough guitar parts.
John
To
Norum,
tackle, yeah.
underrated guitarist with Europe.
I'd agree.
Which was the harder solo in that Night Ranger song? Brad Gillis's or Jeff Watson?
Jeff Watson's absolutely.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So in the song "Don't Tell Me You Love Me," there are two guitar solos that are put back to back, and Brad Gillis plays the first one, which is tasty but not particularly difficult. And then there's a Jeff Watson one, which is mostly shred and very difficult.
You know what's funny? I feel like in general, Brad Gillis plays the first solo and Jeff Watson plays the second. Like,
Yeah.
you hear that one's like, You Can Still Rock in America. And,
Mhm.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions in the chat now.
That was a great song. Oh my god.
Jack Kocha saw Brian and took a picture with him at the Dream Theater show in Milwaukee. How'd you like the show, Brian?
Dream Theater. Okay, so that was end of March, I think. The first act was a bunch of their newer stuff, and then the second act was Scenes from a Memory in its entirety.
Did they have an opener?
No, it was just an evening with Dream Theater, which is for the better, I think. And no, they did really well. Honestly, my biggest concern going into it was James LeBrie. But he sounded great. He did a great job all night, and he sang the whole thing. And his voice never really gave out or sounded weird or nasally or anything. So
Is he having voice issues these days?
yeah,
His
yeah,
range,
especially when he has to sing like the images and word stuff. It's that he sings really high on that record, and I don't think he's got that range anymore.
If you
Yeah.
listen to if you watch the Live in Tokyo, from like '93 or whatnot, he like really belts it like way more than even on the album. I feel.
Yeah, and that was and that trip was before he had his vocal rupture.
Yeah, that was after Awake, so I think
Yeah,
after '94.
Yeah.
What
But
do
no,
you-
to wrap up
Sorry.
this point, yeah, I had a great time. It was a good show, and That would be my 11th time seeing Dream Theater.
Good lord.
Oh.
11th time.
I've never seen them, which is sad.
Aki actually dragged me out to see Dream Theater freshman year, and I was not into metal. I had no idea who Dream Theater was, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll go see this band. Holy crap, was I glad that Aki dragged me out to Dream Theater. It was so amazing. Like,
that would
as
have
a
still been Portnoy days, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As
Shout out
a
to
singer,
Portnoy.
it was like I was just sitting there going like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
How?
It
How?
was a Train of Thought tour when we saw them. And I still remember, Ty, your reaction when Labrie did this one note and he just held it and he didn't use much vibrato in
Yeah.
the press, and
And he held it so perfectly still, and he was like, ah! He just like, and he held it for like a minute and a half, and I'm just looking at Aki like,
That'd get boring.
you know, well, not enough for me. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
two really quick thoughts actually. Brian, it's kind of interesting. I was watching a live thing of Dream Theater in the last year, and someone was saying how, like, you know, in the past few years, like, Labrie hasn't been doing very well live. And they said, and I saw a lot of different comments. So it was interesting. I was watching a live of them playing Another Day, and, you know, like, they tuned down now for it. And although, like, he didn't do, like, some of the awesome high notes that he did on Images and Words, a number of people commented that, like, it was clear that Labrie had, like, reworked his new vocal limitations just from, you know, being a little bit older and straining things in the past, and that he sounds much better now live, and that's very cool to kind of hear that it sounds like indeed live is pretty good.
Yeah. I would, you know, if I didn't say so, I would give him a solid A.
Good.
On
Good.
on the
Good.
performance in Milwaukee, like 96, 97.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
We got
It was a good time.
got a couple more questions from the chat. Brian, what do you bench? That's Sean. Sean Deluries. Hey, Ryan, what do you bench?
Fuck you, Sean.
Not much, to be
Not
honest.
much.
I could probably do my body weight right now, and that's not that much.
Adnan, how do you warm up for vocals? I've been actually working with a vocal coach for the last 7 months. We've been doing a lot of opera, and so we. So I do a lot of like crescendo decrescendo stuff. I actually do a lot of revving, which is a new technique for me. So you go like la da 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 da, like out like that, and then back in crescendo decrescendo, and I go up and down the scales. So I do probably at least 10 to 15 minutes of warm up, and I also use this thing called Vocal Mist, which is a saline nebulizer, which helps out a lot. So yeah, so that's what I do. Would you upload, let's see, Musanthrope, would you upload your next album on torrent trackers yourselves? No, that's no.
Wait, didn't we do that with Frostburn and Chains on Fire?
We did not. We did it. We did it with Chains on Fire, but Frostburn was not. Yeah, no. I feel like it's a sign of like it's a good sign if it's on trackers and you don't upload it yourself. You know, like that's a badge right there. It's like somebody likes you enough that they've stolen your record, put it up. Like, yes, absolutely, I love it. Oh my god!
But not ourselves.
Will you guys ever play in South Carolina or close to it? We come down to North Carolina all the time. We love North Carolina. We were actually supposed to play in South Carolina on this last tour in January with the Sound of Thunder, but the South Carolina date fell through, so we had to reroute up to Raleigh, North Carolina, right after we played Charlotte. So yeah, we totally play South Carolina, but we love coming down in that area. Oh my god, there's so many amazing bands down in that area, like in power metal. It's absolutely incredible.
And Travis Dunk lives down there too.
Yep.
Tom's son.
Tom's son
of G2B, Guys, Games, and Beer fame and fortune.
And Cookout.
Sean wants to ask what. Oh yeah, Cookout. Cookout's amazing. Holy crap! You get $5 and you get like 23,000 calories. It's just incredible. Brent, what do you bench? Sean says.
What do I bench?
What do you bench?
I technically don't bench, I floor press, so 0.
Oh, whoa. So now that since we've gotten into questions, are we going to play Wilmington at all? Wilmington. Is that South Carolina? Where is that?
Delaware? Maybe?
Delaware? Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna Google this.
We have been talking about going to New York.
Is
at
it?
some
Oh, it's
point.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, no.
Sure. I don't. Yeah, I'll play anywhere in North Carolina. North Carolina rocks.
There's an Illinois as well.
Is there a Wilmington, Illinois?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a
North
sidebar,
Carolina, Ohio,
what is the difference
Delaware,
between a floor press and
Minnesota,
a push-up?
Washington.
Oh, yeah.
You're on the floor, basically
Indiana.
doing a bench press, but on the floor.
Oh, there's a lot.
So you're
Okay.
limiting the
There's-
range of motion. Okay.
It's really
There
good
are
if you
1,
have
2,
shoulder
3, 4,
issues.
5,
He says
6,
North
8,
Carolina.
9.
He says North Carolina. So since we've got a bunch of questions from the chat, this is actually a great segue. We actually had some questions sent in from one of our longtime viewers, and he asked if we could.
Is it Joe again?
It's Joe.
It is,
It's
okay.
Joe Brogy. He asked if we could answer these on the air with all of you. So if you have any additional questions that spin off of this, please ask us in the chat, and do not be afraid to send us that super chat. We need to pay back this $30 beer. Anytime you send us a super chat, we will drink. We promise that. Okay. Question number 1. These are actually some good questions. Would you ever consider doing a follow-up to the Requests EP? If so, would you make any changes to how you launched the project the first time?
I have been an advocate for that for sure.
Yeah.
You do want to do more?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would. I still think we need to find a way how to play Jiva live.
Oh, God.
And now that I have a pad, we can do it.
Yep.
You suckers.
For me, I would do a second requests, only because So for those of you not in the know, this is how this happened, right? We had when it was a Frostburn Kickstarter, we had a level that was $200, make Lords of the Trident, play any song you want. And the initial thought of it was that, this is going to be people that are like our local fans, and we'll play it live at a show. So originally it was pitched as like, give us $200, tell us what show you're going to be at, and we'll play the song that you want to hear, whatever it is, whatever cover you want to hear, whatever song you want us to do, just whatever. And so we did that, and we got a bunch of pledges from like Arizona. We got a couple from Madison, and then we got one from like Alaska. And we're like, okay, we're not going to play Alaska anytime soon. So what the hell do we do? And we decided, well, let's just record these. This was about the time that Brian joined the band. Let's just we'll just do our best to record these in the basement and just kind of mix them ourselves and put them out. And we had so much fun doing it. We made an EP out of it and kind of sent it out that way. So yeah, I would do it again. But the thing is that like, at first, it was sort of like a whoa kind of a goof, and we didn't really have the popularity that we have now. So now I feel like if we did it again, we'd have to A, up the price, and B, we'd probably get like
Way
too
more.
many.
Yeah.
We'd probably get like 15 people being like, play Hangar 18. Play I don't know.
I feel like it'd have to be like
Kylie Minogue.
you limit the number. Like
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point it sells out.
It was
This
harder
option is
than
sold out.
it was more work than I think we anticipated.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was going to say, I feel like that was the main
Well,
impediment.
it was a double-edged sword because we had like, other than the El Mago de Oz.
Yep.
Other than that,
Mago.
they were not metal tunes, and so when you're given something like Today's the Day, or Diva, you need to pretty much completely reimagine it.
Yeah.
And that takes time and kind of experimentation to get it right.
Yeah.
And you end up with some interesting approaches that sometimes look good on paper and might be hard to implement. And that's kind of where Jiva is. If you're wondering why we've never played that live, I played my 8-string on it, and I had Brent in all sorts of weird tuning.
Weird ass tuning.
Yep.
So
Super low.
BQF7.
and it's also
What's
just
a 7?
it's also just very difficult to play. Like, I remember just trying to track the main riff over and over and over.
It took
in
a
the
while.
basement,
Yeah, it took a while.
And then flailing at my Sarah Longfield style solo for a while too. And yeah.
Fun fact for everybody out there watching and listening: Sarah Longfield was originally supposed to do the solo on Beyonce's Jiva, but she sort of disappeared at the last moment. And I know Sarah will be like, "Oh, that's like me. I know. I didn't answer my phone." So, but
So
It's
yeah,
all right.
We ended up splitting the solo bit at the end instead. So I don't know. Do it again. I maybe. We have a lot of shit to do right now, though.
We do.
So maybe sure, with the caveat of like we might need a little time.
It's hard because like we're already writing new material and
we're a little buried in acoustic stuff.
yeah.
We're a couple months behind on acoustic stuff.
I feel like this time I feel confident we can find the resources we need to support recording a new album and promoting it without having to resort to having pledges based on writing these covers.
I'd agree, and that's, we actually talked about potentially doing something like this we had it in the list of like things that we might do for Shadows from the Past, and we decided maybe not this time, but maybe in the future. I think the biggest thing, and I think everybody sort of hinted at, is like the time that we spend doing covers for requests is time that gets taken away from us writing original music. So I mean, and that might be something that we might want to do once we have the next album out, and we're just I mean, I don't know what laurels are really, but if we were ever sitting on them, maybe
I think even if once acoustic covers number 2 is wrapped, it'll be easier to reassess.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Good point. Absolutely. Okay, so that is your question. Let's go question number 2. And again, if you want us to drink, send us a super chat. Okay, question for Asian Metal, Baron, Herc, and Pontifex. If Fang fell back into the very volcano from which he emerged, and you had to choose a replacement vocalist from an existing band, past or present, living or dead, who would you choose? Oh, I am triggered. I am offended and triggered.
Phoenix Fang. He would rise from the ashes and be even better. Wait, no, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln's werewolf killer?
Yeah.
Or vampire killer?
Wait, no. The guy from Manimal.
Oh, the guy from Manimal's pretty good.
Yeah, dude's fucking great.
I wouldn't be mad if the guy from
I don't have an immediate answer for that.
I feel like the obvious answer is like Dio or something like that, but
I'd pick Dio to replace me.
I would let Dio sing in my band.
I guess.
I'd let him.
I suppose.
For like a while.
For a bit.
Is that what you're saying? Lit him?
Because he's so lit.
I would let him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The way you
Let
say
him?
Let.
I would let him.
You would let him.
Figure out your diction, man. Come on.
Sorry. I just play bass.
I'm thinking. I don't.
Aki, do you have a good answer?
It's hard.
Our friendship hinges on this question.
Part of the fun with Ty is like the dynamics outside of the band.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Someone that makes us not have to wear the costumes.
Oh, shots fired. Oh my god.
I'm having trouble coming up with a good answer.
I don't know.
guess.
It'd be a big switch, but like I've been so obsessed with Unleash the Archers lately. Like, let's let me come and sing for us.
Oh yeah, Brittany would be a good choice for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
I guess I'd say Bruce.
Sure.
Brucey Bruce.
Because I'm having trouble coming up with something clever and innovative right now.
All right. This is a great question for me. I don't know anything about beer, but I was asked to bring a couple cases to a party. My choices are A, Natty Ice, B, Milwaukee's Best Light, and C, Steel Reserve. Oh God, what beer should I buy?
Trick question. Burn the party down.
None of the above. If that's your choice, don't go to the party. People will hate you for that. No. If you want a good, like, simple plebeian beer, I would say PBR. I would say
Lone Star.
Yeah, actually,
Grain Belt.
Grain Belt. If you're
he's in that area of the woods.
Grain Belt, I think, is actually not too bad.
Screw with everybody and bring them hams. They're gonna be like, "What's wrong with you?" And then they drink it. They're like, "Hey,
yeah,
Larry
hams.
was right.
Larry was right.
Not bad."
Montucky Cold Snack is all right. Is just fine. But yeah, don't go to the party with those beers. Those are terrible choices. Okay. 4. Have any of you ever had gig transportation worse than the old Ford Econoline Trident van? If so, what was it, and how bad was the experience? No.
Nope.
No.
Definitely.
No.
Brian?
Maybe Brian.
You almost died in that Econoline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Have you had worse than that?
Didn't your like Winnebago thing like almost break down multiple
Yes,
times?
that would be the only one. Is back in the about circa 2007 or 8. We being Luna Mortis purchased a mobile home.
to live off of.
Yeah, that was supposed to be our touring vehicle, and the whole thing was so incredibly ill-conceived in every way.
Those
We
are
were on
things
our
you
way to
make meth
record
out
in
of.
yeah.
Wow.
We were on our way to Florida, and we broke down in the hills and ended up getting stranded somewhere in Tennessee for almost 2 days, and getting to the studio late. And that thing was nothing but trouble and headaches. I mean, we invested a ton of money in fixing it up, and it just took a giant dump anyway. And I mean, I think our original plan was to pull a trailer with it, but there was no way the puny little engine that was in that thing would have had enough.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like a 4-cycle engine,
Right,
a 4-cylinder pulling this big thing. There's no fucking way it would have had the power to pull a trailer.
Yeah,
like zero chance. So the whole thing was a big blooper.
the thing that
I was happy to see it gone.
The thing that they don't tell you about, because a lot of bands think that that's a good idea, like buying an RV. The thing that they don't tell you about RV is that a lot of the parts are proprietary. Like a Ford Econoline,
that's good.
A Ford Econoline van, yeah, it's super shitty and it'll break down every 100 miles or so. But like, there's a billion of them, everywhere. And if you break down in the hills of horrible West Virginia, and are in a trailer park, there will be okay.
Replacement parts.
You'll be able to find replacement parts even in the hills of West Virginia. I'm going to save a little bit, just a little bit for Heidi.
Like Paramedic Joe was saying how.
Paramedic Joe.
Dr.
Well, that's his
Mister.
name, Dr. Oh yeah,
Dr. Mr. Vitus,
But,
PhD, Esquire.
He's actually a
Gingivitis.
nurse now.
Oh,
sorry, Nurse
Mr.
Joe.
Nurse Joe.
Was saying how the frame for the Econoline you use is actually the same as like the
ambulance.
The ambulances
Yeah,
that he would go be in. Yeah.
This isn't totally gig related, but still music related. When I was in drum corps, we had one of our old shitty coach buses. The AC went out when we were in the middle of Arizona.
Oh no!
And so you got like a big old, bus full of
dudes
and girls too.
Oh, okay.
Like, this was a co-ed corps, but still like in the middle of fucking summer in Arizona.
No.
The worst kind of heat there is.
Oh no,
It
I
was
think
terrible.
dry heat's not as bad as humid heat.
Oh man.
Well, it just gets to you. Like, it's
No, for
a
sure.
heat that you don't, like, it doesn't affect you as much as the wet heat, which is, I think, worse because you don't, like, pay attention to it as much when you're, like, overheating. I don't know. I think
You had a bad
it's
time.
difficult. Oh, it was terrible.
Damn.
Completely terrible.
When the RV broke down, it was 4:30 in the morning, and so it took us a while to even get a tow. And then we got it towed. And the reason why we ended up having to sit there for a while is because then it got towed. And it was Sunday morning. And ain't no one working on nothing in Tennessee on a Sunday. And it just so happened that the next day was Labor Day.
Oh no.
So ain't no one working on nothing Labor Day.
Yeah.
So, and it was like 100 degrees down there in Tennessee. And we sat in the sun in our tin can for 2 days and baked at 100 degrees.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, because nothing was running. And, or maybe we could get some, like, accessories to work. But did it have a generator? It might have had a generator. Anyway, by Tuesday morning at 11:30, they finally opened shop and got around to it. It was 45 feet long or something, so ridiculously difficult to drive.
Yeah.
Maybe not that long, but it was very long. I mean, Jake backed it into the neighbor's car. I mean,
Good.
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, don't ever get an RV. Just don't.
Hey everybody, these stories of body odor and pain are brought to you by our sponsors, Boss Meadery, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and SKB cases, baby. You know what the problem with the RV is? It wasn't in an SKB case, because if you would have backed it into the neighbor's car, in an SKB case, would have been just fine. You could have thrown that RV down a cliff. Everybody would have survived because of the nice padding inside. Get an SKB case. We love them.
The saving grace is we did not break down in a dry county.
Yeah.
So Sunday midday we like walked a mile down the road and bought 3 cases of beer and drank all of it because
Perfect.
what the hell else is there to do in that situation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last thing that Joe said, Asian Metal, not a question, but consider using a cat with vitiligo for your next cat picture. Felines can suffer from the same autoimmune disorder that causes depigmentation in human beings. This typically happens to all black cats who usually develop a very beautiful coat as they age. Typically, they don't suffer any other serious health issues other than the color change.
Mackenzie showed me a picture of one of these cats
And
recently.
he sent a link for us to look at the. Oh man, look at that cat.
Oh, I think
I'm gonna put this in the.
that cat
I'm gonna put this in the chat, and if you're watching on the replay, I'm gonna put this
Even
up
different colored eyes
on the screen. So here you go for the chat people.
There was this Mackenzie showed me this
That's
picture
beautiful.
of this cat that had that issue, and it looked like, you know, in like the old trick, you put ink around like binoculars and you put them to your eyes and you got the or something.
Yeah.
It looked like it had that. Like it was all white, but it had these like black rings around its eyes. It was super cool looking.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Like a raccoon.
It's hard. I've never I've never been a huge like plain black or white cat guy.
You like more
tabby. I've always been a fan of tabbies, regular tabby or silver tabby.
Gotcha.
I'm definitely for the tortie shells.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I got a black cat. I
love black cats too.
This is a perfect segue, ladies and gentlemen, into America's favorite #1 segment of the TRIDENTcast. You know it. You love it. It's the reason that you pledge on the Patreon. And by the way, thank you for being on the Patreon. Patreon.com/the Trident. You don't care about the music. You don't care about the live streams. You don't care about anything that we post except
stupid t-shirts.
Aki's cat picture of the month. Boom, there it is on the green screen if you're watching the replay. If you are not watching the replay, I am going to really quickly throw this into Imgur so that I can send this out to the chat. Aki, would you please describe the wonderful cat picture that everybody is about to see in the chat?
Sure. So I was thinking like summer, I think, is this Friday technically.
It sounds
And,
right. Yeah.
Is that the start?
Yeah, and I think like everyone's excited to like go outside, warm weather, everything's lush and green, and so
It'll get here someday.
I saw this cat
hopefully.
picture, and I thought this cat looked especially like springy and boingy, if that's an adjective.
Boingy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I can see the boing.
that's a
I feel like,
boing.
I feel like he or she is mid prance there.
That's a technical term.
Yeah, but I love it. Almost looks like a plastic figurine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always like seeing cats romping around and bouncing up and down.
Excellent.
And this one looked very happy on the lush green grass.
Cool.
All right, well there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Now your cat quota is fulfilled for this month. There it is, up on the green screen. If you're watching live, it's in the chat. Go check it out. The romping, the wonderful cat picture. Thank you, Aki.
Thank you.
Romping the wonderful cat.
Yeah.
I do have a funny story that's cat related.
Oh, tell us.
In the neighborhood behind my workplace, we have a cat that we just call Mr. Kitty, and one of my coworkers at work, Carl, the cat's become his smoking buddy. So we have like an area where you can smoke, and it's like on the edge of the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so the cat joins him sometimes. And this past year, he left the windows down on his car, and he came back to find the cat was in his in the shotgun seat.
Oh, was he
when
like
got
curled
back to
up?
his car. Yeah.
Oh. And
today, he told me that some crotchety asshole old man, he after shopping at my workplace, he went to the gas station nearby. That's right next door, you know. And Mr. Kitty appeared and took a piss on his on his car.
Oh no!
While he was filling the gas.
The crotchety old man.
Yeah. They pissed on the old man's car.
I mean, good. Because he's crotchety, or
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess the old guy was kind of a jerk.
kind of a jerk? All right, well, you deserved
He's
it, old
kind of grumpy
guy.
guy, so the cat pissed on his car. So I thought that was kind of funny.
A good foreign beer is tequila.
Yep, that is true. Oh, hello there, Japanese Bostonian 12. What a name. All right, so since we've already done...
I think this is a perfect segue to...
Yeah, give us some... Mel says, hey, give us some words of wisdom. Well, you know what? We're going to give you some words of wisdom from the wisest, the most learned, the person who tells you what you better do. It's... You Brett. America's second favorite TRIDENTcast segment. You know, if you don't sign up for the Patreon
Clearly not words of wisdom.
for the cat, you sign up for the words of wisdom from Brett.
The wisest.
The wise Brett the Wise. That's what we've always called him.
Yeah.
All right, give us some words of wisdom, Brett.
Well, so I was thinking about last TRIDENTcast. I think I mentioned that I was getting a new drum set. And
Yeah.
I had gotten that drum set, and I talked about how I don't know if it's good or not to have too many of something. But now when I got that drum set,
Now there's no too many.
there's not. So I implemented that drum set finally on our last show, and I thought I put in the time that I needed to like figure out my setup and everything, but I don't think I did. So I guess my point here is when you get something new, or like especially drummers, take the time to like figure out if like this new setup is going to work for you. Like it's basically the same drum set, but the mounting system is different for me. So I thought that it was going to be kind of an easy switch. Just had to place things a little differently and it would work. For the most part it did, but like, you know, when you're so used to something, like even inches makes a huge difference.
Ladies.
On how, yeah. Uh-huh.
Don't point at me.
That's right, So, I mean, for whatever it might be, something you're used to, take the time to, like, practice on it. Figure it out before you actually take it to a live setting where then you're like, oh, I messed up a few things where I probably wouldn't have if I would have taken
Here we go.
the
1, 2,
time.
3, 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's good advice for any gear, not
Well,
just
right.
music gear. Like, it's a skill in itself knowing how to use anything.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm like backpacking, like I bought a backpack. I'm gonna go on a 1 mile hike with it first. You know, like
See what it
you
feels like.
before the big show.
Right.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah. It was just,
For anything, I think.
I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. It's like, oh, it's literally the same brand, the same kit. It's just a little few different mounting things. But then, like, you get it into the whole show and then
Stabbing
it's
people
like,
in the forehead,
Exactly.
missing hits.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian almost got a concussion. I was cut through his head.
Yep.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Was that small Tom everything you hoped for?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Also,
feel like hit the small
also-
Tom and you're like, yeah.
also, Brett got another Tom on his kit, and you better check how many inputs you have on your goddamn mixer before you buy more Toms.
That's
It's cool.
also
It's like a
true.
small little puppy. It's very small.
I guess we can throw out the overhead because we never use it, but oh Lord.
Well,
All
it
right.
should be fine. It's so high pitched, it should catch the other one.
Yeah.
It
So
reminds me of Iron Maiden. I mean,
you better check your shit before you use it.
That's right. Mel says that's some great wisdom.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Mel.
And
Yep.
thank you.
Hey.
And thanks everybody
You're
who's
welcome.
tuning in. Thanks. This TRIDENTcast, this whole thing, right, is brought to you because of our backers on Patreon. Patreon.com/Swords of the Trident. I know a bunch of people watching are Patreon backers. I know a bunch of people who are watching might become Patreon backers in the future. Please do it. Even $1 a month. It helps out so much. Our European tour, we're able to do that. We're able to take the risk because of your guys' support. We're able to do crazy stuff like do this live and send you bootlegs and do acoustic stuff and make Beyonce covers because of our support on Patreon. So if you want us to keep doing more of this, go to patreon.com/Swords of the Trident. Just throw $1 at us and you'll get a whole bunch of extra crap in return.
even if you don't want us to do more of this, give us money.
Yeah.
Actually,
Those
Yeah.
are the best words of advice.
Right, yeah. If you want us to stop, give us money. What countries are included in the European tour? It's a great question. We're landing in Brussels. So we're probably going to play Brussels or somewhere close to it. We are hitting up mostly Germany. The guy who is our record label contact over in Germany lives in Germany. So he's helping us up with a bunch of Germany dates. We're definitely going to hit. We're definitely going to hit Prague in Czech Republic. We're probably going to hit Vienna, Austria. We're looking at maybe Amsterdam. That's a maybe yes or no. We're mostly sticking to Central Europe for this tour just to kind of see how it goes. Next European tour, we might do the UK, Greece. We might do a few more, kind of branch out a little bit. But I think for now we're just going to stick to Central Europe.
It's like testing out a new drum set. You just like test out a little bit of Europe.
Yeah, just dip the toe in the water. Yep.
I was going to say, it's kind of cool when we played with Psychostick in Milwaukee. Like one of the guys in the band, I think the guitarist, he was telling us a lot about. They've played in Britain a lot of times.
Yeah, the UK.
He was giving us a lot of recommendations for that.
A lot of good British advice.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe next time.
That's a great segue to talk about our last show that we did. Well, not the last show, but the show before the last show. We played Milwaukee on June 1st with Psychostick and H1Z1
awesome.
At what used to be the Metal Grill and is now the X-Ray Arcade. And I thought that was pretty cool.
I think they've made some good changes, like having those two big monitors facing the crowd, having them elevated.
Yep.
And increase the size of the stage.
Absolutely. Yep.
It was very cool. Bill House was there.
Room.
Yeah, Green Room was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of the green room and speaking of the earlier reference to Montucky Cold Snack, so they had provided us with a giant case of Montucky Cold Snack. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty sizable. It was like
a 30 rack.
Yeah, it was a 30 rack.
And it was mainly supposed to be Psychosticks, but they were best buds and said help yourselves.
Yep. So and like we played with Psychostick before. We're super good friends with those guys, and they're just really great people. So at the end of the night, right? It's customary if you're like kind of the last band of the green room, and they provided you with this beer. I'd say it's kind of customary for us to like steal as much beer as humanly possible. So, hold the phone. Wayward Shinobi, hello from Nashville. Can't wait to see y'all one day. Donated $2 at a super chat.
Holy shit!
That means everybody take a drink. Thank you, Wayward Shinobi.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Give me a drink.
Son of a
Thank you.
I'll clink the computer.
So, as we were saying, I designed this new costume bag that has a bunch of fans on the end, and so that we can put our smelly, gross clothes in there, and we can plug it in, and the fans will just run all overnight, and it will like inflate the bag, and it will at least air it out. So if we dump a bottle of like Febreze in there, I mean, at least it's not going to be clean, but it'll smell nice the next day.
That's your next mod to it. Is that it like infuses a Febreze mist?
like every 30 minutes, it just shoots like a thing of
yeah.
So
tosses a bucket of food.
Yeah. So that was the only thing that I had up there in terms of like bags, and there were like, I don't know, 5 or 6 Montucky Cold Snacks still in there. So I'm like, I'm putting it in the bag. Well, and I'm wrapping it up in people's, clothes and stuff like that. Just one of the Montucky Cold Snacks may have gotten a little too close to like one of the screw edges that I did file down, but there's still a little bit of a
a little
bump.
too cold and a little too snacky.
Got a little too cold and a little too snacky, and it might have exploded all over our clothes.
Might have,
and I found that out the next night.
I'm so glad I didn't put my clothes in that.
And so yeah, I did laundry, and we hung all of the costumes out to dry and did all sorts of.
That's why you posted that.
That's why I posted that on Facebook, and that was a picture that got a lot of likes, got a lot of attention.
Yeah. So you tie. If you're in a costume metal band, put the beers in your prop bag.
Yeah, put them in the prop bag.
Put them in with the sharp swords, not the clothes.
Exactly. Nobody cares if the sharp swords smell like PBR or Montucky Cold Snack or whatever.
Right.
So yeah. But I mean, the show was great. It was like there was almost 200 people there. in this venue that probably like 200 was the limit.
I mean, like you said, like 182 was right. The paying people I came.
Yeah. It was nuts. It was super packed. It's always so fun playing with Psychostick.
A bunch playing to a big packed house too.
Yeah,
it feels great.
Yeah.
Does anyone know where Montucky Cold Snack came from?
Montucky.
Is it new?
On the bottle, on the can, it says it's brewed in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Really?
So is it part of like?
Yes.
So it's neither Montana nor Kentucky.
Not really, which surprised us all.
What's the brewery in La Crosse? It is
Point.
Straight.
No, that would be in.
That's in Point.
Yeah.
Isn't there a La Crosse?
Yeah,
There
I think
is,
so.
but I don't remember what it's
Well,
its name.
the Minhas Brewery in Monroe does a lot of that.
Yes.
Yep.
Where they'll brew beer and then ship it out to be bottled elsewhere, or the beer that's already brewed is shipped to them and they bottle it, and then so they do a lot of that work. So they have some really nasty ass stuff coming out of there.
But I feel like it like came out of nowhere all of a sudden, like Montucky Cold Snack. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I see it everywhere now. It's weird, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the Milwaukee and the High Noon show, like, they weren't our tightest shows, but the Milwaukee one in particular, the crowd was so great that it made it a really great night.
Yeah.
And I think, like, having played, over 200 shows at this point, I think, like, that's one of the biggest things is having a great enthusiastic crowd and whatnot.
Well, it certainly helps.
Yeah.
It really helps, like, give positive energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Delicious.
I mean, I would rather have a big enthusiastic crowd, and I think like maybe we think that we didn't play all that well, but our level of like how good is a good show is like way above the standard like person watching us, and a lot of people just like they don't notice the little slip ups and things like that maybe we would because we played the songs like a billion times.
We just want to do the best we can.
We do. So yeah, so that was fun. Psychostick was awesome as always. They're just super hilarious, funny dudes. And anything else you guys want to say about Milwaukee? It was an early show. We finished early enough to go get Frosties.
Yeah.
That was a highlight. We had
the coolest guy at the Wendy's.
We did. We drove into the Wendy's and the dude at the drive-thru was awesome.
Oh my god, it was great. Like, the banter, and you did your usual thing of like, can I ask a weird question?
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I totally
You
did
did that?
that.
That's an Aki thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh yeah, you weren't.
And the guy totally busted him on it. It was amazing.
Can I ask you a weird question?
I was like, you did your thing where you asked that.
So we drove up and Aki goes, can I ask you a weird question? And the guy's like, yeah. Do you have any barbecue sauce? That's not a weird question. The banter back and forth was amazing. It was oh my god!
Brent, would you
Mustn't throw
Marshmallow Express.
Well, we just got a super chat.
I
I'm out
don't-
of booze, so yeah.
I don't know how okay.
Oh, we got rubles.
We got rubles. I don't know how much this is though.
We got rubles?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Russia
Okay.
as a European.
Do we consider Russia as a European country? That's an Aki question. Aki, do you consider? Well, first.
No, it's Asian.
So Putin's actually been quoted as
Anybody else? Everybody got
saying
something to
that
drink?
I'm good.
Russia as a country is European and white.
So Muslim thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the rubles.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to figure this
I think
out,
we
but
can call
thank
it a
you.
European country. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess if Aki says it's a European country, then yes, we believe it is European.
It's hard. It's such a giant country,
Yeah. The interestingly enough, the guys from Immortal Guardian went over and toured Russia and played Russia as like ambassadors. So like, and they did like music education seminars in between playing shows, and they got their travel paid for that way. So like, if they wanted us to do that, I'd totally go over to Russia and play. I just go over to Russia and
I mean, things just
hang
in
out.
general, traveling is great. Like to see other countries and cultures.
Yeah.
So, according to this Google, 1 ruble is equal to 1 cent.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
0.15 basically a cent and a half.
Hey man, every
So-
little bit helps.
How many RuPaul's do you give us?
40. I don't even.
So that
40 cents.
relates to about 64 cents.
yeah,
All right,
64
all right.
cents.
Past
Hey,
the 50 mark.
we are what? We're $25 away from paying off this. We're gonna make this happen tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
it's about
It's about
0.6.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so
Cheers.
much, Misanthrope. That's amazing. All right. So we did that. That was super fun. What was next? The next was.
Thank you, Mel. That's awesome.
Yep.
Cheers.
We love you, Mel. Mel says, "You guys are the only band I listen to that actually does stuff like this. I appreciate bands who connect with the fans. Love y'all. Well, we love you.
LOTT forever.
Forever.
I know it sounds funny, but like him mentioning that comment makes me think is, a lot of times I like watching, for example, like gear walkthroughs on YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah.
It is interesting, like seeing different like musicians who of really considerable talent and whatnot, and it always like makes my day when they seem really friendly and down to earth.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just like I think we all want to like believe that our favorite musicians and celebrities and whatnot are down to earth people that we could, sit down and have a fun talk with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to sit down and have a fun talk with us, just call up this guy. I'll put his phone number right on the screen, right down here.
You're
Put his-
pointing to Brent,
you
right?
could
Put his RedTube profile up.
Anyway, but no, we actually do love like interacting with our fans like this in person, all that sort of stuff. Like, it still routinely blows me away that people are like interested in what we do and listen to our music. It's super cool. It's fun. you know?
Yeah, I agree. I am usually surprised.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just do this for fun.
Yeah, you guys are great. Really? You are? Okay.
All right, if you say so.
I'll take it. So we did that. So right after that, I had a really busy weekend, and a lot of you who follow us on Facebook and YouTube probably already saw this. There was the Between the Waves Music Conference, and Brian was there. I was there. I was there for the whole weekend, and I was busy. I was kind of like working it because I was doing interviews with all of the speakers. And all in all, I did 17 or 18 three-camera interviews with all of the speakers at the conference. And there was a lot of amazing speakers, or a lot of amazing talent. Michael Boddicker, who is the synth player for Michael Jackson and has played on 750 albums, was there. The guy who basically like started sort of analog synth music. Martin Atkins, who's a drummer for Nine Inch Nails and Pigface and Killing Joke and Public Image Limited, and the guy who got us on this crazy DIY journey. Actually, his interview just dropped today. We had a premiere of it today at 11. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it is on our channel, youtube.com/Swords of the Trident. We've got a lot more interviews. My plan is to drop an interview every 2 weeks. And if you're on the Patreon, you're going to get all of those interviews a week in advance. And also, if you're on the Patreon, you'll get the entire uncut interviews, where the interviews that are on YouTube are cut down to between 15 and 20 minutes. The full interviews are usually like 30 to 40 minutes. So if you want that uncut interview goodness, youtube.com/Swords of the Trident. I'm going to post it for anybody who pledges anything. So if you pledge $1 or anything at all, you'll get all the interviews. Michi's joining us. Come on, Michi. Come here. But we got Vic Thomas, the guy who runs Summerfest. We've got Brett Newski. We've got DJ Payne 1. We've got Wiz Khalifa's DJ, DJ Bonix.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just a ton of people. There's Michi. Oh, you can see her. She's on the camera now. Yay!
You want it?
Johnny Earls, I'd love to book you guys in Memphis, Tennessee. We'd love to come down to Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, send us an email. Give us, let's talk a couple dates. We'll do it. So anyway, that was a super freaking busy weekend for me because, as you can imagine, 17, 18 interviews back to back was just insanity.
Yeah.
I barely had time to dump the cards in between interviews. So, yeah.
Did you say dump the cards?
Yeah, dump the cards.
What is
I'm
dump the
taking
cards?
Well, like,
dropped
okay,
it.
so each of the cameras, right, has an SD card on it.
Oh.
And so when I did all 3 cards, and also I had like a lavalier system, so I had the mics on, so I had to dump the audio. So like when I had all 3 cards and the audio going all at the same time, I called it a super dump,
Power dump.
a power dump,
Power dump.
I'm sure everyone listening knew what dump the cards meant.
dump
but
the cards,
I didn't know.
super dump. So
If you
So,
ever
yeah.
need SD cards. I got like
I might hit you up for
too
that.
many to use.
Yeah. So that's coming. So the next 9 months for interviews is basically set already, and also the next couple of months for Words of Fang, just regular videos is set. We just came out with one on piracy, and why I think piracy is really good. Also, coming up on, I think tomorrow, actually, I did a collab with another YouTube channel, John McLucas, and we're going to have a video coming out on his channel talking about burnout in creators, which is actually going to be really cool. We had a really great conversation on it. I made some fake blood and put it all over my face, and it was a lot of fun. I finally got out of the carpet. I really should have thought about that before putting it all over my face. Yeah, but, what's done is done. So, yeah, we did that. And then at the end of the Between the Waves... Brian, did you get any... Like, what did you think of the conference? Did you get any fun little parts of it?
I think the main thing I got out of it was that I should be writing, like, library music. Like, I should be writing 30-minute long clips for bumpers for TV and radio and things.
30-second?
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute bumper.
30-second bumpers for...
Okay.
Apparently where all the
music.
money is, and here I
Really?
am writing songs like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the guy who spoke there is he's very, very wealthy, and that's all he does.
What was his name?
Ken.
Interesting.
Otherwise, I always enjoy listening to Craig Anderton. He's kind of the tech guru, computer guy, musician, and the way he talks about recording and tone and software and mixing and all that stuff is very informative, and he's obviously very, very intelligent and like right up there as like one of the guys in the industry. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I always enjoy listening to his talks.
Craig Anderton is absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible. Is she getting it?
Oh yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
taking her time.
This is our cat Michi for everybody who's watching. She does a few tricks, and she's trying to figure out what hand the treat is in currently.
We should.
Yes.
This is a fine question.
Oh,
We
this is-
should probably wait for Aki to
What
get
would the
back.
name of your pirate ship be? I'm gonna have to think on that one for a bit. So let me finish my thought pattern of the Between the Waves. Oh, she
Yeah,
got
sorry.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So at the end of the Between the Waves, Between the Waves culminated with the Madison Area Music Association Award show, which I am the creative chair for the Madison Area Music Association, and it's a, for those of you who are not in Madison, it's a charity that raises money to put instruments and music education into local schools here in Madison, Wisconsin. And we've been doing it for years and years and years. I think this is like our 13th or 14th year, and I've been on the board for, I don't know, 5-6 years. I do all the videos, and I now host the award show. And so it was a crazy weekend.
He kicked the awards ceremony off by singing Michael Bolton to everybody.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
I usually co-host with this guy John Urban, who was the host for like forever, and he decided to retire. And John and I, we're basically the same person. He's just a lot older, And so I'm like, one day I will replace you, John Urban, and then I will make fun of you for the rest of your life because that's what I would do to me, And so I did this bit where I came out, and I pretended like I thought that John Urban was still my co-host. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for John Urban. John, where is he? Is he in the bathroom? John Urban, where? And then over the loudspeaker, like, Ty, John retired last year. What? He's not coming. He's not even in the building. Wait, what? No, I can't do this alone. I can't, and it culminated with me going, John, how am I supposed to host without you? And then boom, Michael Bolton's How Am I Supposed to Live Without You plays, a music video in the background where I superimpose my face onto Michael Bolton's, and then I superimpose John's face onto like the woman that he's like, having,
tell me how am I supposed to host without you? Yeah.
And I do the whole bit, and it went over really well. Michael Boddicker, Michael Jackson's synth player, said, "You have a really good voice," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't." Michael Boddicker.
Not anymore. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Aki, question from the chat. What would the name of your pirate ship be?
My pirate ship?
Yeah, what would the name of your pirate ship be?
I don't know.
I
love how random that is.
The SS Bloody Seaman.
Whoa.
I was thinking.
Hey, get your mind out of the gutter.
I didn't think of a name, but
They're seamen and they're covered with blood.
Was gonna start with
'Cause
SS, so that's interesting.
What?
I didn't think of like a finishing name, but whatever it was gonna start with, it was gonna be SS.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's interesting that you went with that as well.
So, anyway, we'll
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about the SSESS? The SSS. I don't know. We'll percolate on that for a little bit. What else happened? I was on a podcast. It's called Powerful. If you look up Powerful period on Google, you will find the podcast. We talked about the music industry. We talked about power metal. And we talked about Mad with Power, which is coming up. So for those of you who are watching, or those of you who are watching on the replay, if you haven't gotten your tickets for Mad with Power yet, please get your tickets ASAP. We are 18 tickets away from covering all costs for the fest.
Tickets to paradise.
Yeah, so if you want to get all the bands paid and you don't want it to come out of my savings account, please go to madwithpowerfest.com and grab a ticket. We're doing pretty good, like on ticket sales, in general. I feel pretty confident that we're going to make it. We still have about a month and 20 days. We have a brand new sponsor for Mad with Power Fest, Pegasus Games. It's just down the street.
Nice.
They're going to be sponsoring our t-shirts, which is awesome.
Cool.
Everything this year is, since it's Mad with Power Fest 3, it is Super Mario Brothers 3 themed. So everything is SMB 3. Aki and I saw a spooky movie the other day.
It's okay. I was a little disappointed.
It was called Ghost Stories. It was a British film, and Martin, what was his name? Martin. He was the man in the Hobbit. Martin Friedman was in it, and he was a scary man, and he was a spooky bloke.
Is he Bilbo in The Hobbit?
No, he was Frodo.
Oh,
No, he was
that's-
Bilbo.
What is it? Wait, no, he was Bilbo. Never mind. I can't remember.
He was Bobbit.
In The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings?
I don't know anymore. We've drank too much of this 13.9% alcohol.
There's a difference.
There's
Remember Jim?
He was not in any of the
He
Lord
went
of
on
the
his
Rings
basketball
trilogy.
team.
It was, yes.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. One of the dwarves from not the Hobbit. Maybe the Hobbit. Yeah, one of the dwarves from the Hobbit saw us play, and he thought we were pretty good.
That's right. At the bowling alley.
Yeah, him and Bruce Campbell were
Yeah.
bowling together, and then we came up to them, and Bruce Campbell.
And the dwarf bought our album, right?
The dwarf bought our album. Bruce Campbell. I wanted to shake his hand. He's like, "No, you're gonna have to pay." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I just. All right, Bruce
Well,
Campbell."
disappointing.
The Bruce Campbell at Psychostick sings about?
Yeah, Bruce Campbell.
Is this a real story?
This
or
is
this
a real
I'm
fucking
actually
story.
not
This is
kidding.
real.
It is a real story.
It was the best Comic-Con to, I think, have come through Madison.
Yeah.
Other than David Tennant coming for the one, but we were in Japan for that one. So, like, Andrew and I hung out at that Comic-Con, but I hadn't joined the band yet. I don't think I'd even auditioned yet.
Oh
David
yeah.
Tennant came to one of the Comic Cons.
In
Madison?
2016, yeah.
Whoa!
It was really expensive to see him, but he made it, yeah.
He's the
one of
Doctor.
the Doctor Who's, and he played the awesome villain. Was it
Jessica Jones.
And Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones' Grave.
Oh.
Kilgrave.
And then he's also in Broadchurch, which is another 2-season Netflix murder mystery sort of thing. But no, I mean I was like kind of aware that the Lords of the Chant were at the bowling alley or playing the after party. I was with some other people, so I couldn't go. But it was shortly after that, or maybe it was before that I had auditioned. I forget. I don't think I had auditioned for the band yet
Because
when you guys were doing that.
when we did that show, wasn't Wade still in the band? Yeah, that was a while ago. Wade was in the band.
No. We played the bowling alley when Wade was in the band. We played that 4-hour set. We played the 4-hour set where Wade got really drunk and his pants fell down.
Where he got super drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was when Joe was in the band. But yeah.
I feel like a little bit after that was the Frostburn release party.
And it was funny. Like that was the show where we met Psychostick for the first time, because
really?
2 of the Psychostick guys just came. I think it was Josh and Maddie, like just came up to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah,
and they saw us and they're like, "Whoa, we should play together." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's your band?" And he's like, "Oh, we're in this band called Psychostick." And I was like, "Pah." I'm like, "What? Okay, absolutely, we'll play together." So
that detail I did not know. That's
we exchanged business cards. I'm like, I fucking know who you are. Like, oh my god, you want to play? Okay, yep, okay.
Yeah, that was a Comic-Con where I met Adrian Paul as well, and the Dwarf Fellow and Billy D. Williams, and Andrea did get a signature from Bruce Campbell on Sunday.
Yeah.
But anyway,
two more questions from the chat. What are y'all drinking? Well, we are drinking currently the Hold the Pancakes from Boulevard Brewing Company from Kansas City, Missouri. It is a blend of ales barrel-aged for up to 2 years in bourbon and rye whiskey casks and maple syrup-filled whiskey barrels. It is incredible. 13.9% alcohol. Lots of booze in that one. Really nice. You're drinking Untitled Art.
Untitled Art Espresso Marshmallow Stout. It is syrup.
It's really good. And that's
12%.
Like, yeah.
It is delicious.
We got the strawberry rhubarb from New
I opted
Glarus.
for this time. I'm usually good for like one of these. It's from New Glarus. It's the strawberry rhubarb. Kind of similar tasting and drinking to the raspberry tart and the Belgian red. But not cherry or raspberry, but more strawberry and rhubarb.
I had the wild sour ale from New Glarus. That's gone.
And Aki's got the Blue Moon Honey. He's like, Blue Moon Honey.
I was drinking a sour before this.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Mary Sweeney says, Ty, what's your favorite accent to do?
I can't believe I've never asked that.
I bet you just shut up and eat.
That's a really good question, because I think different accents come in different situations.
I've been Thai for almost 10 years. I've never known the answer to this one.
Yeah.
I do like a good British accent, but there's obviously there's 2 different types of British accents. Right, you've got your High British, which is a little bit more crisp and sort of on the nose, and you can sort of get away with a little bit more of a dainty sound to it. And you got your Cockney, right, when you go down into the lower part, and that's when you're drinking, right, with your buddies, and you say, hey, I'm Michael Caine. And then you got Michael Caine. I'm Michael Caine.
But you have another one.
And I don't know. I know. Yeah. And then if you're Paul Allender, you're in Cradle of Filth. He has more of a Cockney accent, right?
But you also have the like the female.
Oh, the lady version.
Break your dick off.
Right. So we always joke that like a lady Cockney, a lady Cockney accent sounds like this, and it's more of a Monty Python sort of a thing. But we always joke that it would be great if you did that for like a navigation for like a Garmin, back in the day, like turn right, turn left, turn around, you're going the wrong way. And that was before the days where you could just program your GPS to say what, to use whatever sound files. I do like the British accent a lot. Going the wrong way. I think a Japanese accent. Japanese accent's really fun to do too, just because Heidi and I have so much experience with the Japanese accent, because we're both Japanese majors and East Asian Studies majors or minors. So we and we go to Japan all the time. So you talk the Japanese accent is sort of like this, right? And you talk and you say, Brent, you are very good bassman. You play the bass, play very good. And you kind of so So
that's one I heard a lot. I heard people doing that all the time.
I don't know what to do to that.
It's been a while, but I remember I kind of.
This is our new "Is It Racist" segment.
I remember your Leonard Bernstein calling Do It.
Oh yeah. So like,
That was pretty
okay.
great, too.
So back in the day, I used to work at a Do It at an IT call center called Do It. It was the Department of IT, and there was this old guy. Who's an emeritus professor who'd call in, and he was actually a very famous psychology professor, I found out. But he sounded like this, and my name is Leonard, Leonard, Leonard Berkowitz, Berk, Kowitz. W. It's like, all right. And you talk to him for about 5 minutes, and he'd be like, "Look, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about in this computer. Look, hey, my wife knows better about what this computer is. Hold on, let me get her on the phone. Bernie, Bernie." The computer man wants to talk, Bernie! And then Bernie would get on the phone and like, what? Leonard's giving me the phone. What do you need? What is going on? I'm like, well, I'm just trying to have him open up Internet Explorer. I don't know these things. All I know is the mozzarella firebox. I don't understand. And so you talk to Bernie for about 5 minutes, and then she'd be like, look, I am not good with these computer things. Let me hand you back to Leonard. Leonard! The man in the computer wants to talk to you! Leonard! And he'd hand it back to Leonard. And it would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And, yeah. So that was...
I didn't know that was based on an actual person, that accent.
So I guess, which is your favorite?
What is my favorite? Oh God, I don't know. There's so many. I guess a favorite band related one is that we were driving away from North Carolina. We were driving. I don't even remember where we were. Maybe somewhere in Tennessee or something.
Somewhere USA.
I just remember we went to this Chick-fil-A in Appalachia.
Yeah, okay, so it was somewhere in Appalachia, right? We were driving through the mountains, and we were all...
in Kentucky, I think.
Kentucky? We were all really, really hungry, and so we decided to, pull off, into the mountainous, road where it's just, like trees everywhere, and we're like, okay, we're pulling off. It says there's a Chick-fil-A. I'm not sure. So we pull off, and we come to this Chick-fil-A, and it's all, identical, teenage girls. And who are running this Chick-fil-A, and they're all taking your orders. And after they said their order, they would be like, you'd be like, okay, thanks, and they'd be like, my pleasure. And every single my pleasure. It was
right? A funny stereotype because it's all younger women, mostly attractive, and then a few older men.
Yeah, there was one or two older men, and we were sitting down and we were talking, and you just hear out of the back, my pleasure. You'd be like, my pleasure, my pleasure. It was. I've never heard anyone say my pleasure in my pleasure that way. So Aki and I sort of simultaneously concocted this story. Where there was this seedy manager who was specifically hiring these young girls, so and sort of grooming them so that they would say "my pleasure" in such a way, because it was such a very distinctive way of saying "my pleasure," So you'd be sitting in the back hey, here's what I need you to do, okay? When they order a chicken, all right, I need you to look them in the eyes, and I need you to say, my pleasure. You mean like this, my pleasure? No. You gotta slow it down a little bit. You gotta give them a little more juice to it. My pleasure. Oh, like my pleasure. Yeah, that's it. Say it one more time. My pleasure. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff Daddy likes. All right. Now turn around a few times and go get me some Hawaiian steak sauce.
Hawaiian sticks.
Yeah, I don't know.
and since then that voice has become every manager, bigwig, whatever.
Yeah, every manager, every every weirdo,
executive, every. Yeah.
All right, here's what I need you to do. First, I need you to make an album, right? And then I need you to give us all the rights, and then you're gonna say to me, "My pleasure." Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I guess that's one of my favorites. I don't know if it is my favorite specifically, but that's a hard one. It's hard to pick.
We like it so much because we witnessed the creation of it.
Right.
I oddly enough have a very random memory, and I think it was from freshman year in college, and that was
Hey, Ice Dude.
how you told me how you used to sometimes back in the day pretend that you were like a rich Wall Street exec, and you have like a rock in your hand instead of a cell phone. And then you'd be
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you're like, I told you to seal the deal, and you like could throw
Yeah.
phone, but it'd be a rock, and
I
everyone
found-
would look and think it's a phone that you chuck.
I found like back in the days where the phones were just sort of ovals and not like an iPhone. Like I found a couple of Riverstones that were just like perfectly Nokia phone shaped, and so I would just for fun I would walk down State Street and I'd be like, no Jeffrey, I told you to sell, Jeffrey, I fucking told you, and I'd throw the phone on the ground and I'd be like, and everybody would look and I'd run away and they'd be like, it's a rock. He was talking to a rock.
Ty, why won't you do stand up? Damn it.
Yep, I did do that a lot, actually.
to a
He was
rock.
talking to a rock. Why was he doing that? Hey, Joe Scarpelli III is in the chat saying, "Hey, Joey,
Mr.
Joe.
Dr.
We were just talking about
Hey,
this, Joe.
Hey, Joe, type your catchphrase." All right. Anyway, we're gonna wait to see if Joe types his catchphrase. So yeah, that's a good question. Do Andy James?
Oh, boy.
I don't know. We'd get demonetized, Mary. Hello, I'm Andy James, and I can play the guitar real fast. And I don't have a bean.
You're Andy James.
Yeah, I can't.
Your Andy James is also Martin Adkins.
Oh yeah, no, Martin Atkins is he's more like, I mean, what you gotta do? Fuck! That's Martin Atkins. So yeah, go watch. Speaking of Martin Atkins, go watch our interview with Martin. And he talked like this. Why aren't you making all of your own shirts? What are you doing? I don't understand. You're fucked. You're fucked. Every band is horrible, and you're one of them, and so you're horrible. And that's what I'm saying to you is your band is shit. You're all shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what he told me like 6 years ago, and he was right.
I mean, we've come so far.
We've come so far. Yeah. Wayward Shinobi, I can't do a Louisiana accent. I don't think so. I haven't been exposed to it enough, but I know what you're talking about. One time I was a roadie for a Cajun music fest, and yeah, there was some really great accents there. I was the monitor tech for a bassist named Classy, who would play a headless bass with only one hand and smoke a cigar with the other. And he had to have, so he'd be like, and we had to turn his amp and his monitors up so loud that
Because he wasn't actually picking the strings.
right, yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And we turned it up so loud that he put his set list down on the monitor, and he's like, "Hey man, turn it up. No, turn it up higher. No," and he goes boom for that first one, and the set list goes flies. He's like, "That's perfect." So
How's this related to Louisiana accent?
well, it was a Cajun. It was a Zydeco. It was a Zydeco weekend, and so it was like it was super fun.
Is that an accordion?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, okay.
It sounded like Yakety Sax.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, that's what Zydeco sounds. Zydeco sounds like yakety sax.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, we've been going for about an hour and a half. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Do you guys have anything further to add?
Acoustic show.
Oh,
July
yes,
4th
yes.
at High Noon Patio.
If you're here in Madison, acoustic show July 4th. We will not be live streaming that one, just because it's acoustic. So sorry about that. For those of you who are on the Patreon, we've got some bootlegs coming out soon for the last show for the Riff Raff Fest, but we have a special treat because Hinckley Productions, which is a video production house here in Madison, did a 3-camera shot of the whole night, including us. So not only do we have audio bootlegs, but we also have full 3-camera shot video bootlegs as well. So we're going to be we're going to mix the audio, we're going to match the video, we're going to put some of the greatest hits, some of the stuff that we didn't mess up too bad, where I didn't punch Brian in the fingers during his solo. Sorry, Brian. So we're gonna do. Yeah, that actually happened for those of you who weren't there. I did sort of like an uppercut motion, and he was right in the middle, like, woo, and I punched his hand off the fretboard. I think
he's also full band cutout.
Yeah, it was
just Brian.
Just Brian. So that was really great. So yeah. Anyway, so we're playing on the 4th of July. We're the Lords of the Trident, playing acoustically. See, that's all I got.
Well done.
Yes, Mad as Power is coming up. Please buy your tickets. madwithpowerfest.com. Get here. It's going to be incredible. Theocracy, Judicator, Widow, Nova Rain, Lords of the Trident, Helium Prime, Fiacra. There's so many amazing bands, and all of the arcade games that you can possibly stand. madwithpowerfest.com. I want to thank again our sponsors, Boss Meadery, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and SKB Cases, baby. Is your life in shambles? Put it into an SKB case, and then it will never be shambled again, because it'll be packed in so tightly that you won't be able to move your life. It'll be amazing.
You can fit in your picks and your tuner with the life and whatnot.
You can just throw your life down a staircase and it'll be totally fine. You can put your life into a plane hangar. It'll be cold. You'll have a cold life, but it'll be just absolutely fine. SKB Cases, baby. Woo! That's the way to do it. I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got for you. Let's see. Who's got the last word? Today, Brent.
Oh.
Brent has the last word.
My pleasure.
No green bags. No green bags. No green
bags. No green bags. No green bags. No green bags. No green bags. No green bags. Good night.